Today we're talking about a common pitching problem that could potentially hurt your arm and blow it out for good. Here's a question.
Hey coach, I just learned that at my pitching lesson the other day that I was doing something called an inverted W when I was getting to the power position. I was wondering, what exactly does that mean, and how can I fix it before I have some arm problems?
Thank you so much for that question. That's a great question. For the rest of you guys who are watching this, if you think the inverted W is a bad thing, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. If you think it doesn't matter if you have the inverted W, go ahead and give me the thumbs down. No matter what you just gave me, if you're interested in becoming a better pitcher, hit that subscribe button with the bell notification right next to it so you don't miss any new videos that I put up. Also, leave me a comment down below. Let me know that you subscribed and ask me any baseball questions that you may have. Now, let's get into the answer. First of all, what is the inverted W for those of you who don't know? The inverted W is a part of the pitching delivery that some guys get to. Let me move this chair out of the way. When they get in their pitching delivery at their front foot strike, their arms, their elbows are higher than their arms. And it kind of looks like a W sometimes when they get those elbows pulled back. Looks like an inverted W or an M. And if that happens, when your front foot lands, that means your timing is off and your arm has to go from here to here to here very, very quickly. So there's a lot of stress put on that arm because of that. So it's really a timing thing. There's a lot of guys who get to that position, but if they get to that here early before front foot strike and then start to come up, they're in a good position. This is scap load. This is okay at front foot strike. As long, to me, where you want to be is just your hand just above your elbow at front foot strike. I think that's the best. So you still get some of that whip and that torque as you start to move, but you're not in that full power position, and you're definitely not below that in an inverted L or inverted W. So to me, just above, which would be right about there, your elbow, your hand just above your elbow, or forearm slightly above parallel to the ground, that's the best spot to be in my opinion. So now let's talk about how do you identify that if you have that. This young man found out in a pitching lesson. I'm sure his pitching coach pointed it out to him, but what if you don't have a pitching coach or don't take private lessons? You can just take your phone, your iPhone or whatever kind of phone you have. A lot of them have slow-mo video now, and put it straight to the side. So if I'm pitching straight this way, okay, a 90-degree angle from the camera, I'm going to put my camera here on slow-mo, click record, throw a pitch, and look at it. When my front foot hits the ground, I want to see where my arms are. And if my elbows are higher than my hands, then I'm in that inverted W position. So how do we fix that? Once we identify if we have it or not, how do we fix that? Now, if you guys have been watching any of my videos for a while now, you know that I don't like to fix problems at the problem. I like to go back earlier in the delivery to fix them, because that's normally where they start from. And the inverted W or inverted L is a timing issue. So what I like to do is to work on our hand separation, our arm path at hand separation. Okay. So what a lot of guys do who get into this inverted W position, when they separate their hands, they're very linear going towards home. So if I'm pitching straight this way, a lot of guys separate this way down with their, they got this braking action with the hands, and it's very linear. And then the elbows kind of stay high when they're getting into that. They kind of get their energy. It's almost like a lot of guys you'll see kind of shrug up almost like this. Okay. So I like to work on the hand separation, the arm path of hand separation. So instead of breaking this way, right? If I'm pitching this way, instead of breaking like this, I want to break like this. Okay. So first thing was I separated at 45 degrees or more closed off. So now if I'm pitching straight to you, instead of coming here and separating with the glove open like this, I'm going to separate more this way. And notice how the glove isn't open, because when I go like this, you saw what my elbow just did? Now if I turn it down, it's kind of tucked down. I've got that arm rotated this way as opposed to this way. If I separate with this glove open, my elbows are high, and that's when guys start to shrug up and get into that inverted W. So instead, we separate at 45. So this is straight at home. So 45 degrees would be here. Okay, or more. You'll see some guys, righties, breaking all the way to third base. Okay, so 45 degrees, separating this way. The back hand does the same thing. It separates on that 45-degree angle as well. Okay, so we separate here. We're not this way with the elbow. We're turned over this way. A lot of guys you'll see when they get to that top position, their arm is straight out at 45 degrees or more closed off, and their glove is down here before they start to turn it over and really start that pitch. Another thing you have to understand when trying to fix the inverted W is that it has a lot to do with timing. So you really have to pay attention to your timing. Feel it. Have the feel within your delivery, because great pitchers have great feel. And if you can't feel what you're doing, it's going to be hard to fix the problem, the inverted W, okay? Now, what I like to do is mix feel with real. So how do we do that? We get the camera, like I said before, set it up on slow-mo there, and look at it after each pitch and say, okay, what did that feel like? And then look at it. So now you can associate the feeling with what you're seeing. So now you kind of mix both of those worlds together, and you have a better understanding, and you can learn faster and make quicker adjustments to get out of that inverted W. Now, a couple years ago, I wrote a great article on the inverted W and how to fix it. And it goes into a little bit more in depth than I did here in this video. It's a must read. So if you do have the inverted W and you're trying to fix that, you definitely want to read this article. Okay, it's a must read if you haven't already read it. You're going to like it, I promise, and it's going to help you out a lot. It talks a little bit about what we talked about in this video, but it goes more into depth. So check out that article. And of course, if you want to win in the 100,000 subscriber giveaway contest and get your name on a sheet of paper and get in here for your chance to win one item off of my website, no matter what it is, whatever you choose, please send me a video asking your question to YouGoProBaseball@gmail.com. And also answer the trivia question for today, which is in the inverted W article that I mentioned before in this video. Again, I'll leave a link down below. I know I left one up here already, but down below I'm going to leave a link. And in that article, I used 8 pitchers as examples of separating the hands this way, and I paused their picture up here like this. Name those 8 pitchers, and then you'll get your name on here and in the glass jar for your chance to win. One random winner is going to go in there. And don't forget, you must be subscribed to have your chance to win. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.